All right, everyone, welcome back again to BBB Sharing. This is Evie Kara George, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. And here with me again today, I have Dr. Lloyd. Hello.
Hey.
And of course, Mr. Barry Moore.
Hello there.
All right, Barry, you have an announcement for everyone.
I do. I'm so excited. And I asked Dr. Lloyd, or Julia as I call her, to talk about the Council of CEOs. Been around for a number of years. Scott McRoberts, Dave Barrett is on our board of the BBB. He's the one that told me about the Council of CEOs, suggested that I attend and become part of it because although I'm going to be retiring soon, I've never been a CEO. I've been an owner and all that, but a role of CEO was never in my wheelhouse. And I've got to leave behind my replacement. So I'm doing Council of CEOs, really not going to help me at my stage of life, but of course it is. But more importantly, I'm going to pass it on to the employees here as an exit strategy or succession plan. So Julia and I are at a roundtable. So I'd love you to talk about that and really talk about Council of CEOs. We've only been together since September. Mm-hmm. And what have you learned and anything you can share?
Yeah, so I think I'll start with explaining why I joined in the first place. Because I'm an educator, right? I'm head of school at a private Christian school. It doesn't scream CEO at you. And interestingly, Barry, I know we've connected over the fact that you were in the car business and so was my dad. And my dad, I watched my mom and dad run a car business for a number of years, and that's when I swore I was never going to run my own business, right? I am never going to have to worry about payroll and balancing budgets and inventory and all that. And I like it when God laughs at your, at your statements. That's exactly what a head of school does. So you are at once the spiritual education and business leader. And if you can't manage the business effectively, manage your people well, you're not going to stay in business. And so I was looking for professional connections to help me understand what I'm supposed to pay attention to as a CEO, what's a distraction, what are the things I struggle with that other people struggle with. And I love that in the Virginia Council of CEOs in our roundtable, we have people from all different businesses, profit and nonprofit. And we get to this shared place to say, marketing? Yeah, I have no idea. I'm in over my skis, right? But it's sharing experiences so that people aren't advising you on what you need to do, but the shared experience is, oh, here's some themes. Here's an idea. And here's people who have no agenda except to connect with you personally and say, how can we help each other in this role that is invigorating, challenging, demoralizing sometimes? And the reality is, and you and I have talked about this, Barry, it's not like you can go to your employees and say, I'm having a really bad day. I'm concerned about X, Y, Z. How much is too much? In the roundtable, you have this wonderful, safe space to talk about what's heavy and leave a little lighter.
I call it spilling your guts, right? And
Yeah.
you can do that. And it is fun because as a CEO, and Evie and I talk about it, she's so much younger, learning business and grasp everything so quickly, which is exciting for somebody like me to work with people like that. And I have a whole team like that. And that's a great part. So she's a good addition to a great team. But we talk about these smaller companies. They might make millions. They might make a lot of money. They might be losing money. But the business owner, the person invested, is always working in the company, not managing the company, and have a vision of where to go and in growing people. In the car business, I worked very hard to do that. And they're all at the same dealership. That's highly unusual. But I grinded them to their own. They won. They benefited by giving their best each and every day. They didn't like me, but it was my job to lead them. And I think as a CEO, I was acting like a CEO, right? I was a minority partner, but I still had to make the payroll every day, and I still had to make what's called net profit. So I had to know everything I could know and really care about the employee. And that's what I think this roundtable, we're going to learn together. Our employees are our gold, and that's our whole point. And you got to trust them. You got to elevate them, or they're going to go find another job. There's so many people looking for good people that if we don't embrace them and move them up and pull ourselves out of that day-to-day managing, although you got to be careful because a lot of employees say the big word from my generation was empowerment. Remember that word? Mm-hmm. About 20 years ago, I want to be empowered. You weren't even born yet, Evie. And everybody wanted to be empowered. I said, okay, we're going to empower you. And then it's like, well, what do? I don't want this. I don't want the accountability. There's a lot of pressure that goes with that. But you teach them, and people want to learn. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Scott McRoberts, the Council of CEOs, all the sponsors there. In our roundtable, we have a couple of accredited businesses, which is exciting. So although I work for everybody in that room because they're all consumers, you're a consumer. So I work for everybody in 42 counties, but I work especially for my accredited businesses because they've raised their hand and want to be part of what we do here. And they want to start with trust in the marketplace. So.
All right. Thank you all for joining me again. This is BBB Sharing at the Ignite Sparked by BBB podcast studio. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook and like and subscribe. Thank you.